Peter sent a photo. Oh. You caught the top of my head. You can't let people see the top of my head and how bald I'm getting.
It's just me. I'm not people.
It won't go public.
All right.
This is a judgment-free zone.
All right.
Welcome to I'd Buy That for $1, a podcast about inexpensive, common, and underappreciated records that are waiting to be rediscovered. I'm your host, Sean Hartman, your friendly neighborhood theosophist, assisting the evolution of the human race in preparation to cooperate with the Ascended Masters.
Did you start pulling more stuff out of that magazine, Sean?
Well, that one came from similar sources, but I don't know where that magazine is anymore, unfortunately.
That's been a couple years, I think.
Yeah, decided to bring it back.
Thank you for your service, either way.
Yeah, I do what I can for the human race.
Thank you. I'm co-host Jeremy, and I screwed up and did something unrelated.
What's that, Jeremy?
I said I screwed up and did something anime related. Oops.
Oh no, what happened?
Is this artist that you chose to bring to the podcast anime related in some way?
Kind of. And I've spent at least 2 decades every time any person recommends anything anime related, I respond by saying, "No thanks, I'm a grown up."
Jeremy, how have we not connected on this before? Because I avoid most of that. Some of it, but for the majority, I have no interest in anime.
Yeah, but you probably are like, "Oh, Kurosawa has a new thing."
You mean Kurosawa?
Miyazaki?
Yeah, you mean Miyazaki.
That's what I mean.
Well, that all the more illustrates the point that you have no interest. Yes, I do check out the Miyazaki stuff.
Yeah.
So you're even deeper than I am.
Yeah, I'm a grown-up. But today, there is a tangential relation. Sorry about it, okay?
Well, I mean, a lot of people I know are thrilled by anime. So you might just be reaching out to a new segment of our audience or get some new people interested in our program.
Yay, new friends.
And your mood up front here is really winning them over.
It's this peaceful, loving music. It's got me in a mood.
Yeah. I hear you. I tried. I went to like anime parties that friends threw, and I had a hard time finding a way in. But anyway, I am co-host Peter Cook, and in lieu of having come up with something clever that would go over most of our listeners' heads anyway, I want to just share a discovery that I made this afternoon while preparing for this episode. The musician Kitarō is great puzzling soundtrack. If you're just working on a jigsaw puzzle, 1,000-piece, I recommend Kitarō. It's like you go on a whole adventure while just puzzling.
All right. Great puzzle music.
It is. It's something about it helps unlock what you need.
That sounds downright wholesome.
It's pretty darn wholesome, let me tell you. But now Jeremy's got me drinking this non-alcoholic beer, which would be wholesome, except it's called fucking pumpkin.
It's so good. It's pumpkin. We won't say the brand name unless they send us money. Ha!
Yeah.
So I brought Kitarō. The album is Key. The year is 1981. And I want to start on the song Clouds in the Sky, which is the last song on the album. Why, you may ask? It's because I like this one most.
Okay, I was going to ask why. You answered my question.
I foretold that you would ask this very question. So we will start on side B, track 4, Clouds in the Sky.
When you've been looking for the right piece for a certain part of your puzzle and that music is playing, there's just no more epic soundtrack. When you hold it up and that
Snap it into place right as the melody kicks in.
triumphant, I tell you.
Do you also like set up a fog machine or dry ice and maybe a spotlight just to kind of keep the mood going, right?
Well, I only learned this afternoon and didn't have the wherewithal to go that far with it yet, but I think I will from now on.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of picturing. You hold it up in the spotlight and there's just fog all around you and it's this epic yet completely tranquil moment.
Mm-hmm. I can see why, Jeremy, you mentioned the fact that this was somehow anime related. I mean, I can see why this would be utilized. This Kitaro's music would be utilized in visual storytelling as the soundtrack.
Fair, and that does come up, but not in an anime way. The connection is actually something else.
Okay, well, I know that he has scored films and whatnot. And,
True.
but this album is in no way connected to any particular cinematic work. This is just an album, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time researching this album as far as who's on it aside from Kitarō. Is this all him, or are there other players on it?
You've done all the research you need to do. Kitarō, it's just him.
Okay, yeah, that was my innate understanding of it, but I mean, that was a pretty full sounding piece right there.
Yeah, and I wanted to start on that song partially to reel in any Pink Floyd heads in our audience, because this song feels like a bridge from Pink Floyd to Kitarō.
Alienate the anime fans, reel in the Pink Floyd fans.
Exactly. But also it has all the synthesizer stuff, but you can really clearly in this song hear an acoustic guitar going along with it, which, yeah, I just wanted to feature that, the blending of the two.
Yes, we've always admired people's ability to blend acoustic and electric instruments in a setting like this. It's not something that just anyone can really pull off, so when it's done effectively, it's quite impressive.
Yeah, it's him doing it himself. He's got a whole mess of synthesizers. I saw he's got like a Prophet and Mellotron, and
I'm sure there's a Moog.
Yeah,
There's a Moog.
There's a Moog.
At least one.
Yeah. But there's also acoustic guitars. There's some...
Which are him.
There's Irish harp. There's also some tabla in there from India. Little hand drum things. So he mixes acoustic instruments with synthesizers on here to make a pretty epic sound.
Yeah, there does seem to be a synthesis, no pun intended, of several different musical cultures. There is a heavy Asian influence in certain aspects, but it does feel like a lot getting put together. I won't use the word because you know where I'm going with that. The gumbo doesn't fit here. Let's put it that way.
Correct.
Yeah, and I was reading, Kitarō was often labeled as one of the founding fathers of New Age music, or one of the most popular or prominent, and it's, as with many people who got that genre tag, it wasn't something he ever really embraced. Did not try to make New Age music or to sound like other people in the genre. To him, he made Kitarō music.
Yeah, and there's certainly elements that became New Age kind of tropes, but yeah, as you said, that's not what he set out to do either way. It just sort of happened.
I believe that this album, you said, is 1981. I think that's the same year the Stephen Halpern album that we talked about several seasons back now was released.
Oh, wow. I have no recollection of which year that was.
Yeah.
Eventide. Yep, 1981. Eventide.
Yeah, interesting that we kind of picked both these very prominent new, people who are, whether they like it or not, are in the New Age genre associated with it. I really feel like the 80s is when New Age music really, late 70s, early 80s, I guess, is sort of when New Age music as a concept starts to really hit the mainstream, at least in the U.S.
Yeah, I'd say probably peaks more late 80s, early 90s even, but yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because this album that I have here, it came out in 1981 in Japan, but my version is Gramavision, a label that typically does like free jazz kind of stuff, or jazz related albums. And this is a reissue from 1985, and most of his reissued albums came out in 1986 on Geffen Records. Yeah, so that's when the popularity of it took off, but yeah, he was making it right at kind of the genesis of New Age becoming a thing.
Looks like the first Grammy for a New Age record was 1987, awarded to previously featured Andreas Vollenweider.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, we've really at this point, I feel like we've covered, give or take, like a half a dozen different New Age artists. It's been a while because we also did. There was Lucia Huang. That would fall into New Age, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Horn. That's kind of like we did the genesis of New Age music with the Taj Mahal album.
Yes, we've said before, it's probably the most overrepresented genre on this show, both because I love it and because Jeremy keeps featuring it. I may be the New Age guy, but Jeremy's the original New Age guy on this podcast.
That's true.
Yeah. Jeremy can also really, I think it was the intro of the Stephen Halpern episode where you had the music playing and were welcoming me in when I joined you remotely when we were still recording remotely, and your voice was, you could have been like a New Age guru cult leader, Jeremy. It was all, hello, welcome. It was very impressive.
You don't know what I do for my day job.
That's true. I know what you purport to do.
Fair.
Anyway, yeah, it's we're back here with some more New Age, and this is one of those, to overuse this word on the podcast, legendary figures in the genre.
I mean, it's kind of undeniable in this instance. He's one of the original progenitors, so Let me tell you a little about him. His real government name, Masanori Takahashi. He was born in Toyohashi, Japan in 1953 to a couple of farmers. His father played the shamisen, which was a 3-stringed lute-type instrument, and his mother sang like folk songs. He was not actually interested in music, though, growing up until his teens, when he heard some Western music like Otis Redding and the Beatles, and it inspired him to teach himself electric guitar.
I've definitely heard that, a similar story to that, with a lot of the Japanese musicians, especially of his age. There was Narita, a guitarist from the Japanese psychedelic band High Rise. He said that it was, hearing American music and seeing it on television in Japan as a youngster that really ignited his love or his interest in pursuing music.
Yeah, and it was the same for Masanori. He taught himself guitar. He started a band in high school called Albatross, where he was the main songwriter. He started writing poetry to put to the songs. They often covered Western rock songs. Yeah,
that was, there were a lot of bands in Japan that were basically, Western cover bands, Western rock and roll cover bands.
Yep. Yeah, so that's where he starts out. He graduates high school and his parents arrange a job for him. And he's like, nah, I'm going to do music. Classic teenager move.
Which I'm sure was well received.
Doesn't say much about his parents' reception in my research, but he moves to Tokyo. He wanted to pursue the thing he loved, which was music. So hopefully his parents understood, especially after he became internationally famous.
I think it paid off.
Yeah, but I'm sure at the time it didn't go over well. He taught himself drums and bass guitar in this time, but it was in Tokyo where he found his true love, the synthesizer. He started playing a lot of synthesizer and ended up joining one of Japan's foundational prog rock groups, Far East Family Band.
Yeah, originally known as Far Out. He wouldn't have been a part of that band at that stage. I had a friend who used to always, he had read about this Far Out band in one of the old Forced Exposure zines, and was really, this is before it was easy to hear everything on the internet, and he was really obsessed with hearing that album. He finally heard it and was like, well, it's kind of like Pink Floyd and Tangerine Dream. and then it seems that the Far East Family Band, which that morphed into, followed that pattern.
That's correct. If you're a fan of the Pink Floydiness of that first song we played, definitely check out Far East Family Band. They're in that vein, or Tangerine Dream, which makes sense because in 1972, they were touring with Tangerine Dream, and that's where Masanori meets Klaus Schulze of Tangerine Dream, where Klaus kind of takes him under his wing and teaches Masanori everything he knows about synthesizers and sound design.
Yeah, well, because Klaus Schulze wasn't just a member of Tangerine Dream, he was a pretty influential producer figurehead in Germany, and in that synthesizer scene. He produced a lot of albums. He had that project, The Cosmic Jokers.
I forgot I was going to be stumbling right onto Peter's home turf here.
Yeah, let me just veer you off course here into Klaus Schulze now.
No, it's relevant here because it was pretty influential to Masanori's sound, and he credits Klaus for kind of opening his eyes to seeing music more texturally and less like notes and songs and things like that. So Klaus ends up producing the next couple Far East Family Band albums, and then Masanori ends up leaving the Far East Family Band in 1976, where he then spent a few years traveling all across Asia. He absorbed a wide variety of cultures in that time, and also a whole lot of different sounds, which you can, as you mentioned, you can kind of hear in his music. It's like a synthesis of a variety of Asian sounds mixed with Western synth rock kind of sounds.
Yeah, and a lot of his role in Far East Family Band, it kind of sounds like a rock trio putting together these kind of slow moving ballads, and then he was the one that just kind of layered the interesting sounds over top. So yeah, the solo career is definitely a natural progression from that. And then instead of just, putting some candy on top of the sound, what if the textures was the whole sound?
Yeah. And that's where he's going to go next, but I want to play another song before we bust into his solo career. So we'll leave him right now just wandering across Asia, kind of absorbing new things, kind of vagabonding around, figuring out what he's going to do next. And just imagine that as you listen to the next track I want to feature, Endless Water, which is Side B, Track 2. I'm working backwards on this one.
And painting quite the picture for our listeners.
And that song, and I think in probably at least half the songs here, you can hear that krautrock influence with the like repeating patterns underneath over and over and over. And different things happen on top of it with the melodies and little trippy cosmic sounds, but you can definitely hear the krautrock influence in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tangerine Dream is
sure.
right up front, but a little different.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because a lot of synthesizer music from this era, especially synthesizer music from people with a prog rock background, it's not as consistently relaxing and mellow as this album is. I have a lot of stuff that like a lot of it is like very upbeat and like intentionally kind of epic and a little bit challenging, and then there'll be moments where it goes into like the mellow side. But Kitarō was like a lot of his solo records really, he's going for this very peaceful meditative kind of sound, and he's wonderfully consistent with that.
Yeah, it's something that you can put on and not really pay any attention and enjoy for the atmosphere that it puts you in. But there's enough little changes and sort of a beginning, middle, and end that you can also give it your full attention and have an adventure and experience.
Yeah, and it's a very layered sound that you can really fall into and explore all the little corners of.
Yeah, that makes sense because his name Kitarō means man of joy, apparently. Though the origin of his name, from my understanding, is from a long-running manga in Japan called Ge no Kitarō, which in that story, I guess, means demon boy. So, from my understanding, his classmates in high school called him Kitarō because he had long hair like the character in this popular manga.
So this is the anime connection?
That's the anime connection. They
Wow.
made some anime films, and it's like been running from 1960 until present. It's like a super long running thing.
Okay, well, see, I was going to say that seems like a fairly loose connection. I've gotten so upset about it, but if it's that culturally influential,
Yeah, they've made like live action movies based on it, as well as anime and video games.
those some of that stuff is dense. There's a lot to be a fan of that. The fandom, a completionist of that.
Yeah. So that's the origin of his name. He started going by this name when he began his solo career in 1978. He releases his first album, Tenkai, which he home recorded in a little farmhouse at the foot of Mount Fuji
Epic.
on an 8-track recorder.
As one should record new age music.
Correct.
At the base of a mountain or the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Also, the alternate English title of that album is Astral Trip.
Love it. It's getting into Taj Mahal Travelers territory.
Mm-hmm.
He starts there, just recording and playing everything. He starts kicking out more albums. This is his 4th studio album, Ki, which is a Buddhist term that refers to the life force that runs through all living things, which kind of makes sense with the vibe of this album to me.
Wasn't Buddhism pretty influential in his life? Do I recall reading that?
Yeah, he is a practicing Buddhist, and his parents were Shinto Buddhists.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always present, but he also merges like other spiritualities that he learned during his travels, and his purported aim is to like create peace between men on Earth, like all humans, not literal men. You know what I mean.
Yeah, we probably using terminology from 40 years ago. I get it.
Yeah, and he wanted to be in touch with nature, obviously, if you're recording at the bottom of a mountain in a farmhouse.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to touch grass and shred some keyboards,
That is exactly what he did. He kind of broke into international fame a little before this was released. In 1980, he was tapped to make the soundtrack for a documentary being released on Japanese television called The Silk Road, The Rise and Fall of Civilizations. That documentary apparently took 17 years from when they first, thought of the idea until it actually aired in 1980.
Yeah, I saw that, and my history brain started going off without really having any answers, because I was trying to recall the Silk Road would Japan have been involved or influenced by the Silk Road, because they were very isolationist for a long time. I don't expect that you actually went into this, but
I am presently standing like a deer in the headlights because I have no idea.
yeah, no worries.
I read a brief synopsis, and I think part of the theme of it was talking about how there was a connection between the Silk Road and Japan, even though it wouldn't seem like it. Like there's kind of a ripple effect, so to speak. I have not seen it, though, so I can't really speak from any position of authority. I do have Silk Road 1 and 2, the soundtrack albums, and I've listened to them many times. They're great, but I've not watched the documentary yet.
I'm sure it's fascinating, and I may seek out a copy.
Well, you'll probably find one because it sold like 1 million copies, like literally, and made him internationally famous out of nowhere. So that was his big break. He, as I mentioned, Geffen Records signed him to a distribution deal in the mid-'80s, 1986. They went back and reissued a bunch of his previous albums, as well as putting out a new album with them. I'm just going to brush over, because from there, when he gets famous, he goes and does like all kinds of crazy things all over the world tours. He did an album with Mickey Hart of the Grateful Dead.
I saw that, yeah.
Also an album with John Anderson of Yes, one of the foundational prog rock bands.
And another guy who made a full transition into new age ambient music after the prog rock stuff.
I may have even heard that Mickey Hart Kitarō, because if I remember some Deadhead showing me a Grateful Dead side project that was very spacey synthesizer stuff. It's very possible that I have heard that. I remember it being very good. I mean, Kitarō had his hand in it, so.
Yeah. Mickey's probably my least disliked member of the Grateful Dead.
Important angle to come at it from.
Yeah, he's released, like, I think I counted 25 studio albums. His most recent was in 2020. He's been habitually nominated in the New Age category of the Grammys, where he's been nominated 19 times. So, like, almost like
pretty often.
Yeah.
Every time he's released an album.
Probably.
And he's got plenty of options too. It looked like he was usually dropping multiple albums a year, even into the 2010s. Also, we can't skip over the fact that he produced an album for the original guitarist from Megadeth, Marty Friedman.
Oh, wow. That's random. Marty Friedman's a great guitarist, regardless of how you may feel about Megadeth.
Yeah. The album's Scenes from 1992, which came out on Roadrunner and Shrapnel Records, produced by Kitarō.
Well, Marty Friedman would have been in Megadeth then. That's the year that Countdown to Extinction happened. I am revealing that I would know way too much about Megadeth right now.
It didn't even click for me because I don't know who Marty Friedman is, because I don't listen to Megadeth.
I've seen Megadeth live.
Congrats.
So, there you go. But Dave Mustaine is a horrendous asshole. Let me just add that.
I think that was the first fact I learned about Megadeth, so I never bothered checking it out.
First and last fact.
Yes.
That's fair.
So yeah, he's still outperforming. I saw he has some shows out in Asia as of September 2025. He did end up winning one of those Grammys in 1999. He finally won one for his album Thinking of You. Pretty wild journey he went on, starting as a teenage boy in rural Japan, teaching himself some guitar because he heard sitting on the dock of the bay and was like, this rips. And then 40 years later, he's invented a genre and played all over the world and done 1 billion albums and made this fantastic piece of music.
Are the Kitarō albums pretty across the board abundant and cheap, or are there some that fetch a higher price? I mean, I don't know if you would know this, Jeremy or Sean. Are they pretty treated like most new age music is?
I would say he's a very easy artist to find. I couldn't tell you if he's got some rare ones. I imagine he probably does. Just kind of casually going through Discogs, he's got albums with, 40 to 60 to 70 different versions and pressings all over the world. And then he's got some that have only one or two. So there's probably some rarities in here. But in general, it's hard to find a bad Kitarō album, especially from the vinyl era. And they're easy to spot. So dig in.
If you like the sound, it's pretty consistent through most of his catalog. He, explores some new stuff, but it's of this vein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just trying to spread that mission of peace and love.
I honestly I'd known his name for quite some time, but I don't know that I had ever really sat down and listened to a full album until now. So
I didn't even know his name. I just saw the album cover and was like, "Oh, this looks like it rips."
All right, who's going to describe the album cover?
What is happening on this album cover? I just pulled up Jeremy's copy. I'm going to remove it from the bag. There's some kind of... It feels like some kind of portal is opening up in the sky.
Yeah, it's just your standard cosmic portal.
Yeah, pretty standard cosmic portal. Oh, on the back, it gets more portally. Vortexy, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this definitely, that is, being the early 1980s, I wonder if this is somewhat computer generated or not. It really looks like something that you would see like badly rendered with computer graphics on a CD in the 90s or the 2000s. But this...
I'm going to say it's a real life photograph that he took from his front porch. That's
okay.
my guess.
I mean, I wouldn't... From the bottom of the mountain, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
There are photos credited. Oh, cover illustration. Shusei Nagaoka. Or some close approximation thereof. But yeah, so seems to be an illustration.
Yeah, so if you want a cheat code to make me buy your album, just put a cosmic portal and I'll just buy it and then figure out what it is after.
Pretty cool. This has been fun.
Yeah. Let me play you another song. You're ready to leave already. We're not leaving yet. Got more jams to kick out.
I get lost in the guitar. I forgot where we were at in the episode.
The man's got to get back and finish that puzzle.
Fair.
Yeah. Time is, not a straight line.
All right. Well, next I wanted to play Kaleidoscope, which is side A, track 3.
This album really is truth in advertising, because that is certainly the soundtrack to a cosmic portal right there. The music sounds exactly like the cover would make you hope that it sounds.
A positive cosmic portal.
Are there any other types?
Yeah, the good kind.
I mean, I guess am I thinking of like a black hole that has a more negative connotation in my mind? Those are two distinct things, huh?
Nothing isn't necessarily negative, Peter.
It's the new age is that new age guru is coming out now.
Yeah, you have to open yourself up to the myriad of possibilities.
I'll work on it.
That track fascinates me because of there's like an arpeggiated keyboard that's like a little off time. I feel like it comes in a little after the other synths change chord or whatever.
It keeps you on your toes. You and I were talking about that while listening, that there was just something that it doesn't feel totally fluid or as smooth as a lot of the rest of the record.
Yeah, it kind of pulls you off and on beat in a way. I don't know if it's necessarily a polyrhythm, but it feels a similar way where it's like you kind of can't tell where the beat is anymore because things are kind of pulling you around time-wise.
Yeah, it really allows the mind to wander, because there's so many different parts that you can focus on, and they're constantly shifting. It's wonderful.
Yeah. That's all I got on Kitarō.
Well, if that's all you have, I'm very curious to see what Mr. Sean Hartman has come up with for recommended similar albums, being that this is very much his bag. What did you come up with, Sean?
Oh, I got some good ones.
That Peter didn't already ruin.
I've definitely got some good ones, but we got a little extra time here, guys. I was wondering, do you want to play a game first? We haven't done a game in a while. We haven't covered a new age record in a while, and we haven't played a game in a while.
Okay, let's play a game.
I'm still trying to figure out what I ruined.
Oh, you just mentioned Stephen Halpern and Lucia Huang. And,
oh, yeah. I named off everything we've covered.
Yeah.
The Environment series, Sean.
Well, I mean, you're already you're really ruining this game in a lot of ways, because this is what it is. I went back through the archives, and I made a list of every new age and new age adjacent album that we have talked about before. I want to see how many of them you guys can name. Peter, you've already named several of them now.
Well, so yeah, we'll recap. Stephen Halpern, even tied. If I could do you get bonus points if we can actually name the release.
Yes.
Lucia Huang. I can't remember the name of that album.
Jeremy?
House of the Holy?
So close. You got the first two words right.
House of...
Yeah, it was House of...
Sleeping something?
You got the first three words right. Oh, my God.
Oh... I can't think of the last word. I know it's only one more,
Beauties.
Though, right? Beauties.
House of Sleeping Beauties.
Amazing. Okay, so that's two. The Environments.
Yes.
We did Environments 2, right?
Environments 2, you got it. Yeah, I consider that influential to the New Age movement for sure.
Paul Horn, Inside the Taj Mahal, or Inside, as it's sometimes called.
What do we do with Bethany? Guest host Beth.
Oh,
it's a good question.
Yeah,
it's on the list.
It was your Kay Gardner.
Oh yeah.
The album.
What's the album title?
That album. It was not. What was that one?
It's similar to the name of a band I was in once that opened up for Eugene Chadbourne.
Spirits Rejoice was the band that opened.
Oh wait, no, scratch all that. It's a different band.
Okay.
Still can't even remember what I did for that concert.
That's for the record. It was Spirits Rejoice who performed with Eugene Chadbourne at Shakespeare's that we mentioned.
Right,
recently.
and around the same time, I had a similar project called Emergence.
Oh,
but the Kay Gardner album is called Emerging.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Kay Gardner as well.
Andreas Vollenweider.
Yes.
Like down the river, above a stream, jumping over a tree, then you go behind
to grandmother's
wall.
house we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You got it.
Was that the name of the album?
It's Behind the Gardens. I didn't even write the full title. I just put Behind the Gardens ...
Yeah, I think that's how we titled it on the episode. That's a goodly chunk of them, but I feel like there's probably one or two more.
I have 4 more on the list, plus two bonus ones that probably don't count, but if you say them, I'll give you the point.
Wow. Okay, so we're maybe closing in on close to a dozen, not a half dozen as I had guessed.
10 officially, maybe 12, depending on where you want to draw the line.
I don't think this is a new age, but the Synergy album we covered, Chords.
I put it on the list. Yeah, it's especially very similar to this. I mean, I would say it probably is more prog rock, and it's not very relaxing most of the time, but it's definitely similar to a lot of new age music of the time.
Well, if you counted that, you surely counted Jean-Michel Jarre.
Oxygen, yes, I did.
Oxygen. Okay, well that's so. Were those bonus ones, Sean, or on your main list?
No, these are all on the main list. Yeah.
So there's 2 more on the main list that we haven't named yet. Oh boy.
One of them's more folky, and one of them is more prog related.
One of them's more folky.
Oh,
folky and jazzy.
The other one is the Floating World.
Oh,
Floating World, yes. What's the band?
Jade Warrior.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a more recent one too. That's probably maybe the most recent one of that would be new age that we've done, unless I'm.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
So there's that one. That's the more prog rock one. So you said there's also a folkier one.
Yeah, kind of folky, kind of jazzy.
I give up.
Let's see. Is it a male or female?
It is an ensemble named after the leader of the group.
An ensemble named after the leader of the group.
3 words in the band name.
But you didn't answer whether is that leader a male or female?
Male.
Okay, a guy.
Yeah.
So like the name of this person's name is in the ensemble.
Yeah.
Man,
this one's a few seasons ago. So.
Oh, give up, Peter.
What's the year? Do you know the year?
72, I think. Let me see.
I probably just need to give this one up.
Yeah, 72.
72. 72. Wait, was it one of our opening? Oh, Paul Winter.
Yeah, Paul Winter Consort, Icarus.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
All right. Do you guys want the bonus ones that maybe don't count?
Just give us the bonus ones.
Does Mort Schumann count?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't know.
Got to put him somewhere.
I didn't put it on there. My 2 bonuses were the Dick Hyman album and the Mystic Moods Orchestra album.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I could see those being a little more questionably new age.
Yeah, like the early Moog experiment albums are definitely, you can draw a line to that new age stuff, and then early mood music, easy listening stuff, you can also draw a line, but they definitely don't really count as new age.
Yeah, well, that lounge stuff of the 60s that Don Draper would listen to in his sunken portion of his living room that's kind of like the new age stuff of that day. So
definitely
the proto new age movement. Very cool. I'm actually glad I got us off to a good start, because that was a lot, Sean, but we did pretty darn good. Jeremy, I think we should give ourselves a hand here.
All right.
You should be proud of yourselves.
So we have done this does have good representation on the podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting music, and it's a genre full of very cheap masterpieces. So it's been a fun one to dive into over the years.
Yeah, well, none of those, I wouldn't say a single one of those is really super similar either. They're all their own thing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's one of those genres that is much less an exact like genre, and more just like more a vibe, you know? You can make new age music in a whole lot of different ways.
I think there's an argument that new age is more punk than punk, because you have a lot more room to move around and do different things.
Whoa, hot new age take.
Yeah. Punk is so strict in its rules, in having no rules. You know too many chords. You played 4 chords in that song. Okay, Mozart.
All right.
This is why Jeremy stays away from punk.
Yeah. Now that we finished that, do you guys want the actual recommended similar albums?
Give it to us.
All right. First one is one that we covered previously, but of all those just mentioned new age adjacent albums, I think the Jean-Michel Jarre is probably the closest comparison to Kitarō.
Just watch out for his fans. They're a picky bunch, we learned.
He's still got so many fans, which makes sense. You know, he has had several of the biggest concerts of all time. They're still out there.
Oh yeah, well yeah, they our episode got shared to a social media group, a fan group of his, and a lot of people were highly critical because we were such novices about him.
Yeah, we don't get paid enough to be real experts. We're just doing our best here. All right, now let's dive into some stuff that we have not covered before. First up is one that I'm pretty excited about and is definitely an artist that I would like to do a full episode on at some point. Are you guys familiar at all with the artist Michael Hoenig?
Is that Hoenig?
It is.
Yeah, I have to wonder if it's pronounced Honig because I feel like a lot of times those are like Heinig or Hennig, but I don't know.
I found an interview with him where he said his name right at the beginning. So
well, that's always Honig. Yes, good. That's one of my favorite things to find when we're trying to do this. No, I don't really. That's not a familiar name to me.
Yeah, so I'm recommending his 1978 album "Departure from the Northern Wasteland," which is something I picked up recently out there digging for music for my Deep Zones radio show. And in doing some research, he's a pretty fascinating guy. He was in the krautrock band Agitation Free for a little while.
Okay.
He then joined Tangerine Dream, as well as doing some Klaus Schulze solo albums.
Didn't you one time, Sean, you were playing some Agitation Free on WIDR in Kalamazoo, and a guy called. It was like, yeah, man, you're playing that deep krautrock. Not anyone can just play some Can or, Kraftwerk. You're going with that deep stuff. Like, real, it was really like,
yeah, that does sound very familiar.
That's what I think of when I think of Agitation Free. They're a cool band. I don't really know the members of that group though.
Yeah, well, Michael Hoenig's got some good stuff. And then after all of that, and after launching the solo career, he then went into the world of soundtracks, as many of these synthesizer guys did. And you can hear his work on the 1988 remake of The Blob, and also the 1987 classic The Gate. And he also did the music for a bunch of the original Baldur's Gate PC games.
This guy's all over the place.
He's all over the place. Wonderful musician, fascinating guy. Listen to his album Departure from the Northern Wasteland, 1978.
I think The Gate is the movie with the eyeball in the hand that for some reason just freaks me out when I think about it.
Oh, I loved that movie.
I literally watched the first half of it right before this podcast, so I don't know how it ends, but I'm really, really into it so far.
Oh, it's a classic. Yeah, for sure.
Young Steven Dorff.
Pre-Blade. Yeah, I think one of the kids is wearing a Killer Dwarfs shirt or like jacket in that too.
Oh, he definitely is. Yeah, that kid rules. All right, next two recommendations. Stomu Yamashita. I'm recommending his album Sea and Sky from 1984. He is probably best known for having a short-lived prog group called Go, which featured Steve Winwood. That
From
album
Traffic?
is everywhere. You'll probably find it in the Traffic section most of the time, even though it is not Steve leading the project. He's just guesting on Stomu's album. But
interesting.
His whole career is really, really good. The Go album is good, and I'm recommending his solo album Sea and Sky, 1984.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, there's some stuff to look into.
And last up, one that I believe I recommended on our Heaven's Gate episode, Osamu Kitajima and his album The Source from 1986, which leans just slightly more into the prog sound that we've been talking about. He typically played stringed instruments a little more than synthesizers, but he's another brilliant multi-instrumentalist that did some just amazing proggy, new agey, meditative music. And that one features some playing by the great Dorothy Ashby and David Mansfield himself from Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I was starting to almost think that some of that Heaven's Gate soundtrack almost felt like it could have been New Age.
Yeah, and I thought about putting the Picnic at Hanging Rock album as a bonus one as well, but yeah.
Yeah, we could, at a certain point we got to stop. Right?
Yeah.
Which it sounds like that's the end of the list. So thank you, Sean. You know so much more about this than I do.
And me.
Yeah, it's been fun to dive in.
Well, thanks for diving into Kitarō with me, fellas. I got one last song I want to play on our way out.
Whoa. I should be remiss if I didn't mention that if you like this episode and you've caught up on all, 281 other episodes that we have of this podcast, you can always get more over at patreon.com/I'd Buy That Podcast. We have bonus episodes. You also get the episodes a little earlier on the early access tier. So go check that out. Support the podcast. We just had to pay a whole bunch of money for our annual hosting fees and amongst other things. It's getting more expensive, and the equipment and software we use is now more costly as well.
Yeah, inflation's hitting us hard this go round, but thanks to our lovely supporters, we're able to pay this bill. And if you want us to be able to pay the next bill, join our Patreon.
Over at patreon.com/I'd Buy That Podcast. All right. And Jeremy, I am sorry.
It's all right.
Proceed.
You interrupted my flow, but I would like to leave us in the Stream of Being, which is the second song on this album. If I was truly going backwards, I'd go to the first one, but the intro is just too long on that first.
Yeah, that's a lengthy intro. So
we'll end it on the second song, Stream of Being. You're gonna hear more of that krautrock arpeggiator keyboard patterns underneath with some beautiful flowing Kitarō to take you out of the digital podcast world back into the stream of being of your lives.
I told you, New Age vibes here, man. All right, great, fantastic. We will see you next time here on I'd Buy That for $1. My name is Peter Cook.
My name is Peter Cook. Wait, no, Jeremy Ruggles.
My name is Sean Hartman.
I don't know what just happened.
Me either.
Yeah.